Good evening and welcome to a regular City Council meeting, March 25th, 2026. We are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked Helen Sims, a very active member of Rotary, to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Helen.
Councilmember Burton.
I am here.
Gonzalez.
Present.
Stransky.
Yes.
Alani.
Here.
Almond.
Here. Thank you very much.
The City Council welcomes input from the audience. If there is a matter of business on the agenda that you are interested in, you may address the council when this matter is considered. If you wish to speak on a matter that is not on the agenda, you may do so at this time. In order for everyone to be heard, please limit your comments to 3 minutes per person. The Brown Act regulations do not allow action to be taken on audience comments in which the subject is not listed on the agenda.
Thank you very much. So at this time and we will say, if you want to speak of an agendized item, but you have a schedule to keep, you'll certainly be allowed to speak at this time, so you can go about your business. But is there anybody who would like to speak about let's start with a non-agendized item. Is there anybody who would like to speak? Your hand was up first. You're up. Come right up to the podium, please. Please state your name. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Ed. I'm a resident here in the city of Willits, and today at 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and tried to make some coffee, and this came out of my tap. And I understand that the city is doing some flushing of the pipes, and I'm told that there's some harmless sediment to be expected, some discoloration of the water, and some slight sediment. But this is a little bit above the pale of that description.
What part of town do you live in?
I live over at the south or the north end of town, over by Sherwood. And I'd just like to file a complaint. I filed a complaint with the city clerks over here, and
Okay.
they told me that the person I was supposed to get in charge of this does not have a card that with the phone number on it that I'm supposed to contact. So they took my information. I'm supposed to be contacted sometime tomorrow. But I mean, I brought cups if anybody wants to have a drink of the harmless sediment water that we get in Willits.
What's it doing now?
What's it doing now?
What's your water look like now?
It's like off and on brown, clear brown. I've been flushing it, but I did have to work a 10-hour shift today, so I only just made it home. So I still have some tests to do. And my stepdad is actually a geologist. He worked for the state of California for a while, so I'm sending a sample down with him to have it tested. And I would like to maybe submit this for a different kind of test, just to make sure we're not, that people of Willits aren't being exposed to harmful stuff.
Brad, thank you. Obviously, we all live in a city.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we all woke up with brown water this morning. There's flashing signs on the north and south end that have been there for several days, if not a week, advising us. I'm sorry for that. So when you and I've never worked in the water system, but when you operate a water system, sediment eventually gets down and sets at the bottom of the pipe. And when they flush the hydrants, it disrupts all the dirt and it comes out. I'm sorry it's like that. I apologize.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can do other than we live in a city where the water comes from a lake. We have fresh water and it's treated, and then it's sent to the citizens that live here. I'm sorry for that.
Okay, well, yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know, and every time this happens, every time the city does this flushing, I have to replace some fixtures in my house, supply lines to those fixtures, because it's so clogged and backed up. I've unscrewed the filters on the ends of my faucets and replaced those, but sometimes I have to go deeper. I've replaced shower heads in the past, and other things. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm at the very end of the line, because I do realize that I'm right at the cutoff between Willits and Brook Trails. So I'm pretty sure I'm one of the last houses on the line.
Okay.
So maybe this is, happening to everybody, but
Thank you, Ed. I'm sorry. Thank you.
yeah.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak about a non-agendized item?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Tamara Alanis, here on behalf of Brook Trails. I would like to invite Brook Trails residents and people in the city to an open house on April 11th at our new office building at 24895 Birch Street, which is the old Brook Trails real estate office. We've rehabilitated it and turned it into our main administrative facility. On April 11th, we have our annual budget meeting on Saturday at 9:30 for the public. And after that meeting, we'll have a nice little open house for the public to come see our new office. Thank you.
And this is not a paid advertisement, but I gotta tell you, whoever's cooking up at the new golf course is getting rave reviews throughout the city.
The new operators at the golf course are wonderful.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak about an agenda or a non-agenda item? All right, is there any any agendized item that you would like to speak of so you can get out of here? Going once, going twice. Okay, public comment at this point is closed. We'll have more. We have a consent calendar. City Council considers matters listed under consent calendar as routine. The council will take action with a single motion and roll call vote. A council member may request the removal of an item from the consent calendar for separate discussion and subsequent action. The following items are presented before the City Council for approval or denial. We have the City Council meetings, the City Council minutes from March 9th, a special meeting, and March 11th, the regular meeting. We have discussion and possible approval allowing staff to transition to a standardized action-only minute format. Presenting member is our city clerk, Dolores Peterson. We have a second presentation of audit conducted by Moss, Levy, and Hartzheim regarding audited financial report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024. Presenting staff member is Manuel Orozano. All right, so let's start with the council, and then I will go to public meeting. Is there any council member who would like to pull an agendized item? Hearing none, we will go to public comment. Is there any public comment on the consent calendar? Public comment is closed. I will take a motion to approve or deny the consent calendar.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent calendar.
There's a motion to approve item number 5, subletters A, B, and C by the Vice Mayor. Is there a second?
It seems to me we ought to pull item C at least. Yeah.
C is in Charles, a second presentation of the audit. Okay, so the second of the motion, Mr. Councilman, it's okay? Okay, so your motion, to the maker of the motion, is to approve A and B, right?
We need to make a motion. We already made first and seconded.
I know, but we have a council member who pulled number C.
Do you
So
think that that take place after we seconded it?
it did,
Okay.
but
I'm just asking the maker of the motion if they would accommodate.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I would absolutely like to re-motion that we approve the consent calendar A and B.
all right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Yes.
Councilman Stransky seconded to the clerk.
Councilmember Burton.
Aye.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Stransky.
Yes.
Alanis.
Aye.
Almond.
Aye. All right, so moving to C, Manny, it's to you.
So this is the second presentation of the same annual financial audit report.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Let's close the doors, okay? I'm sorry, Manny, continue.
No, so this was brought back to council because, for consideration, because the addition of the management discussion and analysis was done later on. It was done about 3 days earlier before, or was it 2 days? 2 days before the actual meeting. So Bruce wanted it to come back so that we could discuss further.
All right, and this is regarding the annual financial audit that ended fiscal year June 30th, 2024. To the Councilman Burton, you're up.
Well, I guess, Manny, if you could just, we talked before about the inability of the auditor to audit the cash receipts because of accounting problems.
It was actually procedural problems.
Procedural problems. And I guess, I think I might have been little bit, I might have misunderstood, but I want to just make sure I do understand that cash receipts are not only cash, but they're checks, credit cards, they're everything.
You're correct.
But, so my question pertains to the cash receipts.
Okay.
The actual, I have a water bill of $47.62 or whatever it is, and I come in and pay with cash. Were we able to, did all those customers get receipts, and did the cash receipts balance with the deposits?
All the customers did get the receipts. There is a little bit of an issue with the deposits and the cash receipts matching because of credit cards that are segregated from that. So the deposits themselves from the cash receipts would reflect actual credit cards being accepted throughout the day. However, the deposit itself would actually come in for just the cash and the checks. So the physical deposit is slightly different because we're waiting on the processor to do a direct deposit into the system.
But is it an auditable transaction that the
Normally it would
cash,
be. So what-
traditional definition of cash being dollar bills
yes,
is those get, when you make a deposit at the bank, that cash deposit is separated from the checks.
yes,
So you actually have a bank deposit receipt that says you deposited $942 of cash and $1,000 in checks.
yeah.
Was that auditable? Is that?
Normally it would be because you could have the deposits and you could have the checks. What they had a problem with auditing was a report that needed to be reprinted out at the time of closure. And that particular process was changed. And I wasn't in charge of the front desk at that time.
Do we have a two-person protocol for validating cash deposits?
Yes,
And that has been adhered to?
that has been adhered to.
Okay. That was my,
All right, so my question would be a follow-up, as you said they're almost the same amount. What dollar figure is separate? And I'm asking in a criminal sense. Is there any type of criminal malfeasance between the cash, the physical U.S. currency which is brought in, and the deposits which are made? Is there any criminal malfeasance?
Not that I'm aware of. And I wouldn't say that, the deposits are fairly general. Everything that's entered into goes into the system and it goes against their actual billing. So if there was an issue with that, it would have to go into their billing in order for it to clear their account. So if it didn't do that, then what would end up happening is that the person would be assigned a late fee, and they would have a balance still remaining on their check. So if somebody took cash in and didn't provide a receipt or anything like that, held on to that, it would be noticeable after a while, because you would suddenly see people coming in with a check with their bill and saying, hey, what is this and why is this?
All right, thank
What
you.
it is actually just credit cards take some time to deposit into the system. Everything ran into the system. The problem was a process was changed after it was after the finance was removed from the front desk operations. And what ended up happening is that they decided to not run a certain report. And unfortunately.
Who is they? Who's they?
I don't know who the they is. The one person who was responsible was the assistant city manager at the time.
Okay. All right.
And so when I found out about it, I made mention of it. I also noticed that they were no longer keeping the stubs of TOT billings and business licenses, so I made an issue over that as well. And eventually that process was changed sometime around June. So June of 2024.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions for Manny?
yeah, I have a couple more,
Okay.
but I'm happy to yield to somebody else if they'd like.
No, go ahead and finish it off, Bruce.
I have a couple other, issues where I'm not completely clear yet. And one of them had to do with the accrued liabilities from paid time off and vacation, and I need someone to explain to me a little bit on how we got to a $900,000 liability on that, and can that continue to grow? Are there any, what are the caps that are in place per employee?
There are caps that are in place per employee.
That we have 50 employees and $1 million. I mean, just the round math says each person's owed $20,000.
Yeah. So the thing with that is that you have to calculate the management time, you have to calculate the floating vacation times at all points in time that carry over into the next year, if they do carry over. And you have to calculate all the added vacation times that accrue over the time. So, and with that, it also adds up to, you times that by the amount that each individual person makes. So there's actually a report that is ran, in Springbrook it's ran on a specific compensated absences report. As for ACS, it was a little bit more archaic because we actually were doing it out of ADP. So we pulled reports on everybody's accruals and then we applied it to the amount that they make per hour. After that, what ends up happening is we discount it slightly because of sick time. So sick time gets discounted at a certain percentage. Offhand, I'm not remembering exactly what it is. It's the same percentage every year to try and keep it as fair as possible for reporting purposes. Because not everyone always uses their sick time by the time they're leaving or anything like that.
So Mike, I guess not necessarily a finance question, but a management question, or maybe it's a meet and confer question for the represented employees, but do these accruals, can you accrue them for, obviously you can accrue for more than 1 year. Can they accrue over the life of your, where's the cutoff in this thing? Where
There are capped hours. There are capped hours when it comes to vacation time. So people do cap out on their hours, and they also cap out on sick, if I remember.
Well, what are the maximum hours that someone can accrue?
I'd have to look again to see
I
because.
think that's the question.
Yeah, I'd have to
We'll
look
go
and
ahead
see.
and get the policy to all of you, so you have a chance to read up on the exact language itself. It's been a while since I've read it myself, so I don't know.
And what are the different accruals that, under how many headings can you accrue pay, and what year is the employee pay the taxes in then?
They pay when my understanding is they pay when it is cashed out.
I don't know, the IRS doesn't let me pay taxes when I cash my check. It makes me pay taxes when I earn the money.
I believe the Internal Revenue Code does not tax people on vacation time that they have not cashed
Until they use it.
until they use it.
Right.
Yeah. So that would be that you would have to, for your employees, let's say, do you charge them IRS charges against their vacation that they have not yet taken?
Yeah, I just, I mean, the city cannot sustain or should not sustain a $1 million, for sake of conversation, $1 million liability that can be redeemable by request. And then the other part of it that I know in any other institution that I'm aware of, private or public, as a matter of policy, people that handle the finances of a city or a bank or any entity are required by law to take 2 weeks of vacation, take 2 consecutive weeks of vacation, just for the risk exposure that it creates for the entity. So I want to know, do we have that policy in place here that people that are doing entry into, doing the financial entries to the city and handling the cash and handling those accounts, it's just it's just a basic financial risk avoidance practice that they take those, and so I question.
As if there is, I have not lived it. We were so far behind in our financials when I first got on. It was really difficult to catch up without spending long hours in order to be able to get this to where it's at now, and it's still not complete because there's still things that we have to do because of setups.
So to the councilman, if I could do this. First of all, no, to answer your question, no, there's not a mandatory 2 weeks off for financials. We did at last council meeting, we did put a maximum on the cash out balance for the next 12 months.
Well, a maximum amount they can redeem, but not the maximum amount they can accrue.
Well, accruing is a meet and confer union issue, and we can talk about it with the unions and so forth. But there is a maximum to the accrual, and the city manager said he would get us a list of, I can speak for the county. If you were with the county for 0 to 5 years, you accrue a certain rate. 5 to 10 years, you accrue more. 10 to 15, and then you get 20 and above, and you're accruing the maximum. And so with the county, you can accrue up to 200 hours of vacation, up to 160 hours of CTO. Sick leave is unlimited, but with the county, the sick leave is not cash outable. So these are matters that we don't have the facts and figures in front of us right now, but the city manager will get them to us.
Mayor, I looked up our personnel's policies and procedures, and I've got the information on limit on vacation leave annuals. An employee may earn vacation to a cap of twice the employee's annual rate. For example, if the employee is eligible to earn 12 days in 1 year, vacation earnings is capped once the accrual reaches 36 days, except for management employees who can earn vacation to a cap of 3 times their annual rate.
Which is my understanding over the last several years, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, Manny. Unfortunately, these rules have been relaxed, and people have been accruing more than what was allowed. Is that correct?
That would be correct.
And we're trying to rein that in right now, but we can only do what we can do. We're stopping the bleeding with what it is. And to the employees, we want you to take vacations. We want you to take time away from your work. We know that your job is very important and there's things to do, but your family's important too, and we want you to take time off, and we appreciate you.
I believe the caveat needs to be added to that. I think they gave an extension on when you could use or cash out the amounts. So,
That's not my understanding.
okay.
To the
That's
city
how I
manager?
understood it. I never was eligible for it.
Let me do a deeper dive on this
Okay.
from where it was originally negotiated, how it rolled out to the general employees, and what we actually have in documentation.
Okay. All right, is there anything more, Bruce?
Well, I'm surprised other people don't have, it just seems kind of appalling that everybody, I just don't understand why there aren't other questions. I don't think I'm.
Well, there's contracts that have been written long before this council was here.
Understand, I'm just talking on that one issue.
Yeah, on that issue.
There are a bunch of other issues in this audit. I am just surprised that I'm the only one that has any questions about it. We're in this financial strait, and I'm the only one that seems to have any interest in the numbers.
That's not fair to say. There's disappointment, but I have interest in it, but I've read it and I understand it.
I had a lot of my questions answered when the auditor was here. So I did all the homework beforehand, and when the auditor was here.
The auditor wasn't here.
Well,
On the
I had a chance
screen.
to speak to him on the screen, and we already had a chance to look at it before that, and we had an auditor here.
well, I guess-
So I was able to get a lot of my answered questions. I was
I'm the
just
dead
hoping that everybody else could, maybe if anybody else
Okay.
had a question, but.
All right.
All right, any more questions on item C as in Charles? Is there any public comment on item C? Yes.
Tamara Alanis. I've been through a lot of audits,
I have two.
and this is my opportunity. We heard about this already, and it was only a couple council members who didn't have the MD&A, and hadn't looked at it at all, even though they did receive it late. So I also care about this. I live in this city, and I think all the people here care about it as well.
All right, to the council, any more questions, comments? I need a motion on, I'm sorry, is there any more public comment? Any more public comment? Going once, going twice. Public comment is closed. To the council, I need a motion to either approve or deny item C as in Charles.
So I'd like to make a motion that we accept the audit as presented.
Okay, so we have a motion from the vice mayor. Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll just second.
Councilman Stransky, second. To the clerk.
Councilmember Burton,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Stransky.
Yes.
Alanese.
Aye.
Almond.
Aye. All right, we have 0 monthly activity reports because they reported last council meeting, and we meet as the Willits Planning Commission, and one of these days, we're no longer going to be the City of Willits successor agency because that's no longer legally required, but the steps have not been taken to release the $250,000 back to us, and we no longer have to discuss this. So to the city manager report and recommendation of verbal report, sir.
Yes, I've begun my review of the police department, the operations and structure of the department itself. I'm working closely with the police chief. We'll have a report out to you in late April. The full schedule is being developed hopefully tomorrow. This is a new effort for me and
The swimming pool, not the pool cash.
swimming pool.
Swimming pool,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. Dusty, thank you for your assistance on that as well, getting things going. The superintendent wishes to meet with me hopefully by the end of this week. He would like to update the existing agreement. So whatever we talk about, I'll let you all know about. Staff's reorganization efforts are going very, very well in their teams. They're much further ahead than at this point in time than I thought they would be, and their ideas are very solid. We'll be bringing the whole report back up to you in April.
Okay, thank you. And to the swimming pool issue, I want to make a comment. If you're not aware, and this is really strange, the school owns the land, and correct me if I'm wrong here, the school owns the land where the pool is, the city owns the swimming pool. What?
I read the original agreement.
Okay, by all means, Davey Bowles.
Sorry. Thank you, Mayor Almond, council members, David Bowles, building official. So way back when they put the cover on the pool, I did a bunch of research on the agreement because we had this same misunderstanding all along. So the original agreement, so the city paid for the pool and built it on the school land and gifted it to the city.
Okay, gifted it to the school.
The school, sorry, yes,
Okay.
gifted the schools to the school. And since then, we've had an on and off relationship of maintaining it and not maintaining it. And it's been different councils, different school board. We've had arrangements throughout the years. But if you go back to that original agreement, the city built it, gifted it to the school.
In 1964.
Way back. Yes.
It wasn't a
Okay.
grant that they...
I don't know what the funding source, but if you go to the original agreement, the very back of it, it actually shows you, says how it was paid for and built.
If you have access to that, I'd love for you to give that to the city manager.
We can dig it back out because I think
Okay.
Doris helped me find it.
Thank you very much. So in your opinion, in your mind, in your research, the school district owns the land and the school district owns the pool
Correct. And we just basically lease it for the months.
for the 3 summer months.
Summer months to utilize it, yeah. And so along the way, it's been a different agreement that's been changed dozens of times, but we started taking control of it during the summer and maintaining it when we operated it.
So my question was dealing with the maintenance and equipment, because I can only tell you what I've heard.
Yeah, it's been off and on agreement.
Is because, and I'm saying this to the school district in public comment here, that there are citizens who believe that things break with the pool and the school, and I could be wrong on this one, it's only what I've heard, but the school district waits until the city takes over the 3 months of operating it, and then the city has to pay for the improvements of the pool. And so when the city relinquishes control of the pool in 90 days, the school district takes it back over and everything's fixed. That's what I've heard.
I think there's differing opinions on that, depending on who you poll. And again, we've had different agreements throughout the history of the pool. So there have been agreements where we maintain it, and we have been responsible for it. So
When is our current agreement going to end?
I do not know that.
Okay.
I just know way back when I researched it, trying to find out who the ownership of it was, because we had put a cover on it. And it was a big debate back then. So,
But 2 months ago, we had a school employee stand at that very podium
yeah.
and tell us how important it is to keep the pool open.
Well, as a citizen, I like keeping the pool open.
I get it, but why would a school employee tell the city, if we don't own it, that we should keep the pool open? That's just an opinion. You don't have to answer that. Okay.
She's a former
I think
employee.
that's what you guys.
Former employee, okay. We'll get public comment in a minute. So, all right, thank you very much for that. Okay, public comment. Public comment? Someone have a question?
I was curious
Well, then, by all means.
about that, too.
By all means. But
That's all I have to say is I was curious about it too, because I know when money comes in.
I'm sorry, if you could state your name for the video, please.
Marcia Kennedy.
Thank you.
When money comes in for the use of the pool, when people come in and use the pool, where does that money go?
The city,
During
To
the
the
summer?
city?
in the summer, yeah.
And the school's responsible for cleaning it and stuff, or the city's responsible for that?
Usually during the period of time that we're operating it, we're paying for the lifeguards, and we've either had agreements with the school where we're in charge of reimbursing them for the cleaning during that period, or
Okay.
we took it on, depending on what the agreement said,
Okay.
or what employee was working then. Because sometimes some folks had the subject, in the time I've been living in this town.
I
and the
understand
time-
that.
Yeah, that sometimes there was somebody on staff at the city that took a bigger role in the pool, and other times it was a school person that was kind of in charge of whatever, and that kind of went back and forth. But during the period of time that we operated during the summer, we're paying from the concessions to paying for the people
Everything.
doing the lessons or whatever. And
Okay.
then once we're done with it at the end of the season, it reverts back to the school because they use it for aquatics programs and swim team, that kind of stuff, and PE.
Okay, thank you.
As far as I know, I do not know of anybody on this council who wants to close the pool, but I'm not taking a vote on it. I know I want to keep the pool open because I use the pool. All right, any more public comment on the pool? Okay, or on the city manager report? Public comments closed. Thank you very much, city manager. All right, department,
I think we could probably toss that in with the sewer agreement and brook trails that needs work. They both need work.
okay, moving on to the discussion and possible action to approve an agreement authorizing the Willits Farmers Market to operate in Bud Snyder Park across the street. And Swetha is going to be, senior city planner is going to be the presenting staff member. Thank you, Swetha.
Mayor, can I just say one thing before Sweta does her presentation?
Yes.
Manny, can I have the microphone there?
So I just, this is Sweta's last council meeting with us. Sweta has gained employment closer to the Bay Area where her family's at. Although Sweta's been with us a little over a year, she's really been a valuable, proven to be a valuable employee for the city. This was Sweta's first job after getting her master's degree, and she was really able to hit the ground running for us. We were able to purchase a GIS license. She onboarded that for us. We have gathered a plethora of data over the years on sidewalks, sewer, water infrastructure locations, street tree data, all the info we did with the land use element update, and she's been able to bring that into the GIS system for us, and that's going to be a great value for the city moving forward. She also, went and completed work. She was instrumental in getting our mobile vendor ordinance done. typically a planner in their first year isn't getting to work, let alone succeed at those types of advanced projects, and she absolutely did that. And I could sit here and go on and on about the wonderful things that Sweeta did, but I just wanted to take this moment to acknowledge her hard work and effort for us, and wish her well on her next step in her career. Thank you.
Well, and congratulations on your new job.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And before I start this, I would definitely say that thank you so much for guiding me through everything. You've been an amazing manager and taught me a lot about planning. So firstly, good evening, Mayor and Council members. I'm Shweta Hiranya Venturapalli, Senior City Planner. So I will be presenting an item for discussion and possible action to approve an agreement authorizing the Willits Farmers Market to operate at Bud Snyder Park for the 2026 season. So the staff received a request from the market manager, Michael Foley, to operate the farmers market at Bud Snyder Park. The proposed setup begins at the northeast corner of the park at North Humboldt Street and State Street, and extends east along State Street and North Marine Street. And the event, the farmers market, will operate on Thursdays from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and it runs from April through October. The farmers market has operated at several locations over time in multiple locations. During winter months, the market usually operates indoors at the Willits Grange, and right now the staff is requesting authorization for the mayor to execute a facility use agreement with the Mendocino County Farmers Market Association. And during this, we received a public comment from a nearby property owner, and they expressed support to the farmers market but requested stronger mitigation measures to reduce the impacts on surrounding businesses. And following that comment, and the staff also identified some key issues, and we're trying to address those. And one of the main concerns is vendor parking in front of businesses. So this limits the access, especially for elderly and disabled customers. Staff will work to designate specific vendor parking areas and also protect business frontage, and also make sure that the ADA access is clear. And there's also, the staff will coordinate with the market to identify and enforce designated parking locations for all the vendors, and so that there's no spillover of parking into other streets. And one of the other past issues that we had was overflowing trash and overnight waste. So this agreement requires the vendors to make sure that they manage their waste, and also the staff will ensure that the same day cleanup after each event is managed properly. And signage must also be placed only on city property and cannot block business entrance on any access points. And the market is responsible for proper placement and also removal. This agreement runs from April through October 2026, and with defined hours and also all the operational requirements. Staff will continue coordination and monitor to just make sure there's compliance and also minimal impact in the park. And staff is very confident that the market can operate successfully while also just minimizing all the impacts to the surrounding businesses and also the residents. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Larry?
If you are on the farmer's market and you have a booth and you have the inside booth on the inside, you park someplace and carry your stuff to this whatever you have and then park someplace else and then pick it up again at the end of it at 6:30? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. So they usually, Dr. correct me if I'm wrong, they start setting up a little, so the farmers market opens at 3:30, they start their setup early, they park their trucks, unload, and then they park at the designated areas. So they do have that buffer time to be able to drop off stuff from their cars and before the market starts. So they do have that buffer time. Am I right?
Okay.
So they show up, they unload,
Yes.
and then they move their cars.
Yes.
And then when it's over, they take down, they move their cars back, and they load up and go.
That's right.
All right? Any other questions for Swetha?
So I have one more.
Okay, go.
So the people that are on the sidewalk, they can park their truck there and just unload it, or is they just park back up to the curb and unload it, or how does the top part work? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, do you mean, so there's just one mobile vendor who is at the farmer's market? Are you talking about them?
No, there's truck that's closed, the road is closed.
Yes.
The road is completely barricaded, and many of those vendors back their vehicles up and unload their vegetables and their candles and eggs and so forth. But that road is closed.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
In the past, I know some of them would back their vehicle up and leave it there and vend from their vehicle there, that they were along the
I
side.
think that they still do.
Yeah, and then the ones on the inside would set up tables or booths of some sort, and then they'd go around. This looks like it even covers, we got an email here from a merchant concerned about parking. That sounds like it talks about her concern, but obviously we can't do anything about customers that come there or do whatever. It's only the merchants that are doing the farmers market that we can deal with.
Well, what we can do is if you could make sure that the applicant for the farmer's market gets a copy of this letter, and you can ask him to disperse it to his vendors, maybe they can show some mutual respect to the brick and mortar.
Yes, that sounds.
Hold on one second, we'll go public comment in a minute. Any more questions for Swetha? Swetha, you've done a fine job for the city. I'm sorry the city was in a situation that forced you, but it sounds like you landed on your feet. Congratulations, and thank you very much for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Benedict.
All right, yes, ma'am, if you can go up,
I just
please.
wanted to know-
I'm sorry, ma'am, if you could please go to the podium. I'm sorry, we have a video here, so that's the only reason I have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
You're
I just
welcome.
want to know why they don't.
Okay, ma'am, I'm very sorry. We have a video going with a microphone here, so I know, but so people can't hear you.
I forget.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. I wanted to know why the hours aren't extended a little bit more when it's at the Grange, because it only seems like 2.5 hours that they're there, yet when they're outdoors over here, they're there a lot longer.
I can answer that. So we're not in charge of the farmer's market.
Right.
They've submitted an application for certain hours, but there's a gentleman who's always at the farmer's market, and his truck says he's the director of the farmer's market. That's a fair question for him, but we're not in charge of the farmer's market.
Okay, I thought she had to do.
She's a city employee, yeah.
And maybe I also can explain that because the Grange is the Grange, they have their own rules, and we're dealing with the
I'm sorry.
we're dealing with the city park, and so that's why.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
honestly thought she was talking about the farmer's market.
She is, but she's a city employee. So she's not in charge of the farmer's
She's
market.
setting up the agreement with the
okay.
farmers market.
Yeah.
So she's representing the city.
All right. Any more questions on the farmer's market? We're going to take possible action. Is there any public comment? Going once, going twice? Public comments closed. To the council.
I would like to move staff recommendations on the agreement.
We have a motion to approve the discussion and possible action to approve an agreement authorizing the Willits Farmers Market to operate in Bud Snyder Park. Is there a second?
Yes, I'll do it.
Any discussion? To the clerk.
Councilmember Burton.
Aye.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Stransky.
Yes.
Alanis.
Yes.
Almond.
Aye. All right. Department monthly reports are in your agenda packet. Is there anything that I'm looking at the directors, airport, community development, finance, police department, services and facilities, utilities. Is there anything we'd like to talk about? Davey. And I hope you're going to talk about the solar project and parking.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. So I know we're all excited about opening season for baseball. I know I am. It's one of my favorite days. And I'm proud my daughter's pitching this year for Little League softball. So she's always wanted to do that, but she's never actually started as pitcher. So kudos to Brona. So obviously, the solar project has been taking up a lot of space down there for all the parking, and I know it's been a hassle for everyone practicing to not have that available parking. They are winding down. I did get confirmation today from the contractor that the fence will be down prior to opening day. There is a potential for the Connex to still be there, and I made allowances for some of the equipment that will still be there to be put in our yard prior to getting picked up.
So the fence will be down before opening day of Little League.
Fence will be down before opening Little League. The only item of size that might be there is the Connex, and they agreed to move it to a parking space, so it's not quite in the
Thank you
drive
very
aisle. So should be a successful day, and I'm excited for that project to be done. So just an update on the project itself. PG&E has been scheduled for construction. They're doing final inspection on April 2nd. They're scheduled to energize it on the 20th. They'll be pulling their power on the 19th and 20th, so they'll be energized on the 20th. And we will be done on the 15th.
Well, that's a problem, because I thought the contract says if we're not online with PG&E the 1st of April, that we are in breach of contract.
So we have to be done with construction on the 15th.
15th of April.
Of April, so, and that's actually our inspection, so I will make sure that that is signed off. We've already released it to PG&E, so that relieves us of that deadline. So once we've given them permission to do their work, they don't hold us to, they won't not energize it before the day to not honor our agreement.
Penalize us.
Yes, so since we've said, hey, since we're done and they've come and scheduled their installation, so what they have left to do is pull power from the pole underground, we've bored underneath the ground, set their transformer, and set our meter. So they'll be here a day, day and a half doing their work. But yeah, since it's been released and approved for their, they call it their construction, we're good with PG&E. So all we got to do is finish the work, do a final inspection, and we're good. So we are going to make the deadline.
Thank you. And through citizen comments to the city manager, people are greatly concerned about the cost of this, and I've explained this through our grant and through the enterprise fund, and no general fund money was used. Am I correct in that?
That's correct.
All right. To the council, any questions?
But a generous amount of enterprise funding money was used to build this project.
You are correct. And in theory, it's a 10-year business plan where we are going to have a reduction in our power costs for the sewer plant, and we will, in theory, save money.
After year 12.
Year 12, okay. All right, and as far as the financial, finance department monthly report, we were given a written report. Does everybody have that? Any questions on that? Not that our finance director isn't here, but is there any questions?
Well, I was going to ask for my monthly update. Does anybody else, is it handed in here?
They put it in pen and ink.
Oh, I've written all over it, but I didn't read it. Okay, thank you.
All right. Moving on to city council announcements, communications and reports. To the vice mayor on this time. We'll start with you. Announcements, communications and reports.
Yes, I went to a MTA meeting earlier today, and we have agreed that we're going to be holding MTA meeting here in the city of Willits at the end of June. And MTA is working on passing their financial budgets and getting everything ready. They got 6 new buses online, electrical buses, and they're still working right now on getting charging stations for all those new buses, and just make this more services for our entire county, and that can definitely benefit the business growth here in our city. And that's what I wanted to report for announcements. We're going to do good and welfare?
Go ahead with Audit.
Yeah.
Good and welfare.
Yes.
Are they holding the meeting here at City
No.
Hall?
No.
Okay.
Okay, but add good and welfare.
Yeah. Oh, good and welfare. Yeah, chili cook-off this weekend,
Okay, Saturday?
Saturday at 5 o'clock at the senior center.
Senior Center, okay. All right, Larry,
I'm okay.
you're okay. Jerry?
I attended the League of Cities regional meeting on the 13th in Ukiah. They gave us an update on, I guess, our league representative, I call her a lobbyist, but she's, I think of what, a legislative advocate. Melissa Sparks Krantz gave an update on Proposition 4, which is the Safe Drinking Water, Act that provides grants for safe drinking water, flood control, resilience, wildfire, and apparently there's a grant process where we can apply for upgrades to our water or for fire mitigation. And I guess, I think they've already programmed money for this year, but they're starting the programming for next year. And so she basically said to get on with, or either get a hold of them or get a hold of our state representative to start the process. Assemblyman Rogers was at that meeting, and Senator McGuire zoomed in. I think McGuire was talked a little bit about the college vote program that I think we later ended up over here at that same day, and the fire academy and nursing program that's coming here to Willits. They were kind of proud to showcase that. I think McGuire also spoke a little bit about the big beautiful bill and the impacts it's going to have regarding the Medicare, Medicaid on the North Coast. I think you're going to see kind of a reduction. I think already you're seeing some of the providers are scaling back or planning on having less money for this area, and they expect it's going to hit pretty hard up in the North Coast because the level of funding is not going to be there that funded a lot of programs before. So, and that's all I've got.
All right, Bruce?
I just wonder, is there any update on the rail trail program, or the rail trail project, I should say? It's been in kind of winter hiatus, but is there any alarming things we should know about?
Councilmember Burton, Mayor, Councils. And I apologize, I'm just getting up to speed on this project. We did meet with the contractor and trying to get a kickoff start date, right? Still a little wet out there. I know we've had some great weather, but it's really not construction season yet. A couple issues we're having with the block wall supplier is one of the main things. So the contractor is currently seeking alternatives to a supplier that has a faster delivery date. That's still in flux. I really don't want to pin it down as a problem as of yet. But we should be, I would assume, next 3 weeks would be a start date to get back going on there.
15th of April.
Yeah, and we're really, it looks like it's done, but we're about halfway done, about 50%. We still have quite a bit of mitigation work over in the behind the skate park. That's another big portion of it. It's kind of not really known, but yeah, we're going to hopefully start that up soon, and we're going to iron out any issues we have and hopefully make that a success this year.
Anything more? Okay, I'm going to, in a minute, we're going to close our general meeting and we're going to go into closed session, but this is a tough meeting for this council, and I want to speak to the citizens and to the employees. This is the last city council meeting that several employees will still be with the city, and they were unfortunately on a list of layoffs, and it's been a painful experience for everyone, and to those employees, your service has been appreciated. We're very sorry for the situation which the council was in. We think we've made the best decisions based on the information we had. We thank you for your service, and to the citizens, we don't think that there will be a great risk or great delay in the services that we are providing you, but we're going to do the best we can. The city's in a reorganization mode right now, and everybody is learning new tasks, and we're doing the best we can with what we have. I want to thank our acting city manager, Bob Richardson, for the leadership that he's shown during this. And this is a tough time for the city council. So to the city employees and to the citizens, thank you for understanding that we're doing the best we can with what we have. And with that, we're going to close our regular meeting, and we're going to convene in closed session. Good evening. It's 8:22 on March 25th, and the closed session has concluded for Willits City Council, and direction has been given to staff. Thank you very much.